Welcome back to a brand new season of All Access. Today we will be discussing playoff season for Rowan Winter Sports. Our sports betting segment is back with Justin and Jackson. And then we'll go on the couch with Jordan, Greg, and Sam to debate some national sports topics. All that and more on All Access. Welcome back to All Access. Live from Bozarth Hall, we are here to update you on the most relevant stories in sports today. I'm Nick Rizzo.
And I'm Aiden Rand. Boy, oh boy, we have had some Rowan playoff action in this last week.
We absolutely have, Aiden. And with that being said, let's jump into some Rowan sports. Rowan men's basketball entered the NJAC tournament as the number 1 seed, but they didn't bring their number 1 game on Wednesday, as they were upset 79-73 in the semifinals by 5th-seeded TCNJ. Co-NJAC Defensive Player of the Year Khalif Mears led the Profs with 21 points, and NJAC Player of the Year Jazir Knoll added 15 points and 13 rebounds. Now the real backbreaker for the Profs was the end of the first half, where TCNJ started to break things wide open with an 11-0 run, going into the break up 15. Rowan was never able to recover, and Eric Brennan's first season as head coach of the Profs ended on a sour note. Not all hope is lost, though, as the Profs can still receive an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament for their phenomenal regular season.
The Rowan women's team was in the NJAC quarterfinals where they traveled up to Kane and lost 78-68. The Profs shot just 30% from the field. Kate Herlihy and Nicole Maurer led the way in scoring with 13 and 12. Kane had 5 different players in double figures. Kane had 23 fast break points to Rowan's 2 fast break points. Despite the loss, Kate Herlihy and Nicole Mallard both got honorable mentions for the NJAC All-Conference honors. Sadly, this ends the Rowan women's basketball season as they finished 12-14 in the first year of the Cade Pearson era.
Rowan women's indoor track and field placed second at the NJAC Championship on Monday, but you wouldn't guess it based on how many personal records were set at the event. The 4x200 relay team of Kat Peterson, Nevaeh Lord-Juste, Molly Lodge, and Jasmine Pope finished in first and set a new school record. So good start there, and the Profs didn't slow down in the individual races. Izzy Deal won the shot put and set a PR in the weight throw. Gloria Hughes set a new season best time in the 60-meter hurdles. Lodge hit a PR in the 60-meter dash, and Lord-Juste set an indoor personal best in the 400-meter dash. Now, somehow, all of these standout performances wasn't enough to claim the NJAC crown, but it looks like there will be many runners competing in nationals on March 3rd.
The Rowan men's track and field team has won their 9th straight NJAC during the indoor season. Yes, you heard that right, 9 years in a row. They set an all-time record for team points in the NJAC championship with 297. They had 9 first-place finishes in the event and are dominating on a different level right now. Head coach Dustin Dimmitt has his team pushing the limit as they won 2 relays amongst many other solo events. Scott Hubbard, Joshua Kassan, and Demarion Potts are among some of the winners. This team has put themselves on a national level when it comes to dominance, and it will be something to watch as the season finishes. And yes, sir, we are like in that transition of finishing with winter sports, and we're about to go to spring sports with baseball, softball, and lacrosse.
Absolutely. And Aiden, that also means that the weather is starting to get warmer too. It's a beautiful time here in Glassboro around Rowan's campus. Now let's throw it over to Justin and Jackson with their popular sports betting segment.
What's up, everybody? My name is Justin.
And I'm Jackson.
And we are bringing you Double J Double Down, a sports betting segment where we are providing you with our locks of the week. What do you have for us this week, Jackson?
Well, my first bet is going to be the Akron Zips at home against Kent State. Last time these two faced off, Akron won by 6. And Akron has the advantage down low, and I believe they can shoot well enough from outside to win this game handily. What do you have for us, Justin?
All right, my first bet is going to be some NBA action. The Minnesota Timberwolves, first seeded in the Western Conference, -4.5 at home against the Milwaukee Bucks here on Friday night. First match of the year just 2 weeks ago on February 8th. The Timberwolves won by 24 points on the road in the game, but Damian Lillard wasn't playing. This time, Giannis and Damian Lillard, both healthy in the lineup, should make for a high-stakes game, and I think Minnesota can win it by 2 possessions.
Love that pick. For my second pick, I'm going to go with back to college ball and take Green Bay -2.5 at home against Purdue Fort Wayne. These two teams are at the top of the Horizon League, but Green Bay being at home and Purdue Fort Wayne being a bad road team, I believe Purdue will be able to win this one here.
My second pick, also on a 10-game NBA slate for Friday, I'm going to go with the New Orleans Pelicans, -2.5. They'll take on the Miami Heat. Despite being on a back-to-back, the Pelicans with 26 points from Ingram and 26 points from Zion Williamson, they're going against a team in the Heat with some guard trouble at the injury spot. Terry Rozier and Tyler Hero both being game-time decisions. This will be the first time the teams match up this season, and I think because of the injuries to the two top guards on Miami, the Pelicans will walk away with their 5th straight victory.
That's all we have for this week. If you plan on betting, please do responsibly.
Let's throw it over to Jordan, Sam, and Greg on the couch.
I'm Jordan Weisinger. Alongside me is Sam Prince and Greg Mazzo. Today we'll be discussing sports here on the Sports Discussion Couch. The NBA second half of the season kicked off last night. The NBA is back, and who was each of your guys' NBA Finals favorites in each respective conference? Greg, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm going to look at the West real quick. Obviously, you have the Denver Nuggets, who are obviously the reigning NBA champions. You have the Clippers that are up there as a 3 seed right now. You have the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Those are the 4 best teams right now in the West. I think it's going to come down to the LA Clippers because I'm going to go with the experience. And I know that the Timberwolves and Thunder have had really good seasons, but they're young, they're inexperienced, and I'm just going to go with the more experienced team.
So that's your finals pick in the West?
Yes.
The Clippers?
Yes.
So you're trusting James Harden in the playoffs?
Yes, I am. But it's not even just James Harden. They got Paul George. You have Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's been there, done that before.
When have all those three players been healthy?
Are they going to be healthy by the playoffs?
Do you really trust
If
them?
they're healthy by April, it doesn't matter.
And do you really trust them to beat the Denver Nuggets, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and
Yes.
Oklahoma City
Yes,
Thunder,
I do.
and Edwards,
Yes, I
and the
do. It's
Minnesota Timberwolves?
arguably the best big 3 in basketball. And like I said with the Timberwolves and the Thunder, they're inexperienced. We haven't seen
Best
these
big
teams.
3 in basketball?
Yes. It's
No, I'm sorry. I no best.
Who's your
big 3
team? Who's your team then?
in the West?
Yeah.
It's the Thunder.
The Thunder?
You guys both make great points there. I think there's, that top 4 you mentioned is very respectable. But what are your guys now border playoff teams? Now, not just conference favorites, border period. Sam, we'll start with you.
It's got to be the Golden State Warriors. I mean, it's crazy to think a team with Stephen Curry is barely making the playoffs, but currently they're the 10 seed. And I think they're going to make the play-in, but they're a first-round exit. They're a borderline playoff team in my mind.
So they're a borderline playoff team. You don't think they can make a run if they somehow get into a first-round playoff? So you don't think they can scare some of the top teams in the West? I mean, we saw Miami's run last year, and they were a play-in team. And in their first game, they lost. And then their second play-in game, they won, and they got all the way to the finals. Nobody expected that, so anything can happen. I'm not saying that the Warriors are going to get to the finals, but I'm saying anything can happen. We've seen that before. If I'm going to give you 2 teams, it's the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks.
Greg, respectively, how are the Dallas Mavericks a borderline playoff team when
It's
you have Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, who is the best player in the NBA?
They're the 6 and 7 seeds right now. Right now, one of those teams are probably going to be in the play-in game, right? So
Mavericks
right now,
are going to be
they're a
6.
playoff team. This is who they are. Your record is what it is. You can't just go based off of what the roster has.
I believe both teams are in the playoffs as of right now, but we'll change the subject here now. A sport that's just kicking off, MLB is back in action. The first spring training game kicked off yesterday where we saw the Dodgers take on the Padres, and it was quite the butt whooping, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
What are you guys excited about looking forward to this baseball season with some new rule changes? We've seen the jerseys, a little question there. And what are your guys' way too early World Series predictions?
My way too early World Series prediction is the Houston Astros versus the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves win in 7. And Ronald Acuna Jr. is my World Series MVP.
I'm going to go with a little bit of a surprise pick right here. It's going to be a little bit different from your pick, and I like it. I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners
I like that.
and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Who's winning?
Dodgers.
In
I
what?
mean, listen, if you're the Dodgers, there's no way you go out and you get Shohei Ohtani. I don't care if he's pitching or not this year. You go out and get Yamamoto. There is no way that you're just going to get to the playoffs where you're probably going to win 120 games and lose in the NLDS like they have the last 2 years. There's just no way that they can do this again. They have to win the World Series this year, or else anything worse than that is a failure.
They're going to lose in the NLCS against the Braves.
We'll see. I mean,
It's a
listen,
fair
the Braves
point.
are obviously going to be there in the end too, but if the Dodgers, if they can't get over the hump, then it's going to be an issue.
That is a fair point. Teams up on the coming with the Mariners, and you're going off previous history, so I respect it. And the final MLB topic we're going to be discussing today, do you think there should be a free agent deadline? Because we see guys like Cody Bellinger and Blake Snell still in the market as of today. So what are your guys' opinion on that, and should there or should there not be a free agent deadline? Sam, we'll start with you.
Absolutely, there should be a free agent deadline. It's unfair to teams who just bring in players like a Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, or even, as you said, a Cody Bellinger. It's crazy to see those players be a free agent, and those players can make immediate impacts on teams. Now, let's just say they sign. They have to get reacclimated to a brand new team. It's a brand new system they're doing. Let's just say Blake Snell signs with the Yankees, which he probably will be signing with the Yankees with all the reports going on. Look, it's not fair. It's unfair to the sport, too.
I mean, listen, I can't disagree with you, Sam, and I think it's only hurting the players. Like Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger, the longer these guys wait, the less money that they're going to get. Look at Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrell back in 2019. Both of them didn't sign until May, and they got less deals than what they were thinking that they were going to get. So it's only hurting the players. Now, it just comes down to where are these guys going to go. I think Cody Bellinger is going to go to a small market team. I think for Blake Snell, yes, he'll probably go to the Yankees because I don't think he's going to get the money that he's asking for. He wants over $200 million, and that's because of the Aaron Nola contract. He got $170 million from the Phillies, and he's coming off winning the Cy Young, Blake Snell.
Right. I think we all agree that there should be a free agent deadline, and it would make the most sense for the sport. But that'll do it for today on this sports discussion talk show. I've been Jordan Weisinger, alongside me Sam Prince and Greg Mazza. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day.